So it's a huge step for the local environment. Prince George's is expanding its organic composting facility. Upon completion, it will be one of the largest on the East Coast. Why is this significant? Prince George's Department of Environment Director Adam Ortiz is here to talk all about it. Let's kind of start by talking about composting and its importance for starters.
So thank you so much, Denise, for having me here today. So what people have to realize is that everything that we do makes a big difference. So in the waste stream, those decisions about putting stuff in the recycling or in the trash matters, because the recycling, we can capture the value of that material instead of just throwing it in a big pile, which is what happens at the landfill. Compost is like that. Last year we did a study of the landfill. We actually did an audit on the waste that's coming in there. So what we found is that about 30% of what's going into the landfill today is actually food scraps.
Okay.
And food has value. And even though Prince George's is #1 in waste diversion in the state of Maryland, we're really proud of that. We're still throwing a lot of value in the landfill. So that's about 300 tons a day of food that's going into the landfill. But we can compost that stuff.
Okay.
We can make that organic material into a rich soil amendment and then sell it at Home Depot to landscapers and to gardeners and farmers throughout the region. So we make a little money for the county, but we also put a healthy organic product back in the soil.
So economic benefits as well as the environmental benefits. And we're looking at video right there from the event where you announced the expansion not too long ago. So you'll be going from doing 12,000 tons a year to 57 tons a year. Talk about that a bit.
It's a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of stuff. So we've expanded the facility almost eightfold from when we started. So even though we're getting about 60,000 tons worth of material a year, we're still not going to meet the demand. What's really interesting here, Denise, is that people want to give their compost to us. They don't want to throw it in the landfill, and we have a waiting list of more than 30 institutions that want to bring that material to us. And on the other end, after we create the material and sell it, we sell out always by late June or July of the material. So there's so much demand. So we're excited about this. This is the vanguard. We've been told that Prince George's County will have the state-of-the-art facility and the largest food scrap processing facility on the East Coast, but there's even more we can do.
And how does it work in terms of, do people bring it to the facility or do you pick it up on the curbside? How does that work?
So there's different ways the material comes to us. We have a bunch of partners, and you know at Department of the Environment, we're all about partnerships. So we have the University of Maryland, American University, and Smithsonian, for example. They pay a company to pick up their material and bring it to us and dump it at our site. We also have homeowners and community associations who collect it themselves, drive over in a station wagon or a pickup truck, and then tip it over there as well. But what I'm really excited about is that we have 150 homes in the county that have signed up to be part of our curbside compost pilot program. So these are 150 homes that have their compost picked up every Monday on the curb, and that comes right to us. And what's great about that is we're helping cut down on the material that's going to the landfill, but also taking care of those food products that people don't always want sitting around all week, and taking that and then putting that into the pockets of the county when we sell the material, but also creating a healthy product for the soil.
Now, I know people are aware of the environmental benefit, and you touched on the fact that economically it helps the county. Can you give us a little bit more detail, and what does that money go towards as well?
So that goes into our solid waste fund. So folks at home who get their tax bill, they can take a look and they'll see a line for a solid waste service charge. That helps fund, and all of our sales from recycling and compost help fund a lot of programs. I don't think people appreciate the amount of programs we do. So it's the landfill, it's a recycling facility, it's a compost facility, but it's also all the litter pickup in the county, which is more than $10 million a year that we do to take care of litter. Code enforcement and blight removal, so tearing down abandoned buildings, tall grass citations, all that stuff is funded. Abandoned vehicles, okay. A lot of the county government is actually funded through that solid waste fund. So that's why we have to be really smart about what we do with what we put in the waste stream.
And when is the expanded facility expected to be done?
So we should be done by early September, and we'll already be drawing up plans to expand it even more.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we'll have to have you back then.
Look forward to it.
Thank you, Adam Ortiz, and we'll appreciate that next interview.
Thank you, Denise.